Questions of quality control at the state lab providing data for law enforcement agencies across Ohio. Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Jerry Ravish.
And I'm Kristen Hartman. Accused drunk drivers, among others, are convicted or exonerated based on their lab results.
That's right. Tonight, 10 Investigates has uncovered skipped steps and sloppy work by an employee at the State Highway Patrol lab. 10 TV reporter Glenn McIntyre joins us live with what he's found. Glenn?
Jerry, tonight we know of one 5-time OVI offender who got a lighter sentence because of these lapses by a State Highway Patrol criminalist. And statements by her supervisors raise additional questions about how long these problems have gone on. They are life and death decisions, actions that can change the course of a life, even end one, like the decision to drink and drive. Often the only source of comfort in the face of such loss is that the offender be held accountable. The key to that accountability resides at the Ohio State Highway Patrol lab, where criminalists find the proof that can either convict or exonerate.
It affects everybody. It affects all sides.
DUI defense attorney John Saya says holes in the lab work can be an accused drunk driver's best friend.
Drug test results as to a particular drug that my client may have been alleged to have in his or her possession may not be valid. The evidence isn't good. It should be thrown out.
He knows firsthand. Casey Hakes was his client. Hakes had already been convicted of OVI 4 times when he hit and killed 19-year-old Alyssa Hatfield in July of 2012. Hatfield was on her bike, and investigators ruled she failed to yield to Hakes' vehicle. Toxicology tests showed Hakes' blood alcohol content was nearly twice the legal limit. So what did he get for his 5th OVI?
The outcome was a plea to a OVI charge with a sentence of only 30 days in jail. Again, because of the fact that there was evidence problems with regard to that case.
Absent those evidence problems, what could he have faced?
He could have faced up to a year in jail.
The evidence problem Saya refers to is questionable work done by State Highway Patrol criminalist Emily Edelman. Edelman was the focus of 2 internal investigations last year. The first when her supervisors found that she was producing half of what her fellow criminalists were. The investigation found she'd spent hours surfing the web, planning her wedding, shopping, and paying personal bills on state computers on state time.
Edelman was put on a probationary period with extra supervision, and that's when her superiors uncovered something much more troubling, violations that could call into question the accreditation of the lab.
A second investigation found Edelman blatantly violating work rules in a workplace where rules are everything. Deanna Nielsen is a crime lab director.
How specific are the protocols and procedures that you have to follow here, and why?
Very specific, because it's a very important job that we do, and we take it very seriously. We have to maintain integrity throughout every step within this laboratory.
Yet the internal investigation found Edelman listed the wrong assignment date on 48 drug screens, in 2 drug screens reported using a testing substance that had already been depleted, documented transfer of samples several days after they'd been completed, and destroyed a daily status report, recreated it 3 days later, and backdated it. A move investigators say defies common sense and is a clear violation of laboratory protocols. Yet Edelman's supervisors admit her errors were only discovered because they were monitoring her work. One lab director says it's highly likely that she's done the same thing in the past and her actions have never been caught.
That statement was made prior to our new system coming in place, the new computer system that I talked about, that now allows us to have an electronic trail.
Nielsen says no work leaves the lab without multiple reviews. She points out the lab is internationally accredited and says an audit of Edelman's work found no discrepancies in her test results. Defense attorney Saya says the case exposes larger issues at the state lab.
You should be thrilled, in theory, by these issues.
I am. I'm thrilled as a defense attorney. I'm thrilled. As a citizen, I'm disgusted.
We're trying to see justice served.
So then this has to be very upsetting to you.
It is. I mean, we don't want this type of thing to happen, but we feel that with the fail-safes that we have in place, we put forth a quality product, and the integrity is solid within this laboratory.
Now, Emily Edelman was given a punishment of 1-day paid suspension. She continues to work at the state lab as a criminalist. She declined comment for our story tonight. The city prosecutor tells 10 TV Edelman's test results on the Hakes case were accurate, but that her violations called into question the entire process and raised too many questions to take before a jury. Reporting live at State Police Headquarters, Glenn McIntyre, 10 TV News.